Hi, hello everybody. This is Robert. I just wanted to make a little video sharing what Rick sent me, Whitson. Uh, really appreciate being able to get a chance to try out this stone. My best guess, it's a LaGrosse Swan. One thing I wanted to point out to you, Rick, is the packaging. You just put them in a bag. I would suggest individually wrapping them. This, your slurry stone chipped right here, I glued it back on, so it's still useful. It's not going to scratch it up or anything. But more than likely, it was bouncing around and scratched the hell out of the surface and put chips in the sides and stuff. So something to be aware of next time. Shipping, I know if you haven't done it before, it's just kind of nuances that you don't think about. But as you saw with your box, you can see how they get treated in shipping. So just be mindful of them, and you want to wrap them up individually to make sure that they're not getting damaged. You can't control it, how it's treated in shipping, but you can do the best you can, and I would just suggest wrapping them up good. I got made something for you to help protect the stone, like for shipping and storage and stuff. But I've been able to use this stone for a few times, and I've really enjoyed the texture of this. Very smooth to the surface. When you're honing on the slurry or light slurry, even with this, this is very creamy, very soapy feeling, and that's kind of the trademark of the LaGrosse Swan. Good polish. You do get some rye or some fine striations and scratches in it, but yeah, it's really easy stone to use, and then as you see, it turns like an ochre, which is also a trademark of LaGrosse Swan. So anyways, I got it resurfaced. I got all the scratches out, and the slurry is not too fast, but it does a really beautiful polish. It's just really nice. You got a really nice stone. If this was your first Coticule, not just the quality of it, but the size and whatnot, is just fantastic. I'm sure you really enjoy this thing. I've had fun using it. So this is was it Felton or Koken? St. Louis, USA Army and Navy. And so my guess, the way this feels and whatnot, puts me in mind of a Tory razor, which is brilliant that you gave this to me, because I just got a Tory razor with another one, and a quarter of the way, it didn't show it on the images, but a quarter of the way into the toe, it just split right there. So it's like I have to grind a whole bunch off of it. So you sending this was like perfect. It was just awesome. And it was like $30 for 2 chipped razors or whatever, and I didn't know the Tory had a big old crack in it, and so it was a bummer to find that out when I was cleaning it. I got this one cleaned up. There was rust around the pivot, and redid the pinning and stuff, and now it's nice and firm. But if you want to listen to the stone, it's not really gritty, but it's got a little bit of tooth to it, and then the more slurry, the creamier it feels. But I don't need to take it that far back. I got the bevel's pretty much set on this, and it was just for video demonstrations. I would like to refine the bevel a little bit more than what I had it, but as you can hear, it's a nice uh, engaging sound. The sensation is very nice. And so here's some Dawn dish soap. And what I do this for is so I can get more stone engagement with the razor. It draws it into, because the surface tension has changed, it draws it into. And I use this to make sure I don't have any high spots or low spots, that it's all consistent across the edge. And right here, I'm not worried about the scratches being straight on or 45 or anything like that. I am trying to get a consistent scratch pattern all the way across. And the scratch pattern doesn't necessarily mean that it's, like I said, striations going in one direction the whole blade. The problem with that, when you're running in a spot consistently the same way and you're not changing it up, if you've ever done any kind of sanding or cutting of steel with a or horn or whatever kind of material, if you are using any kind of file or anything like that, you can feel when you get in a rut, when the teeth are cutting the same spot and going through the thing, you can feel it kind of plateau. It just feels like it just smooths out and it's not doing anything. Basically, it's created low spots and high spots, and it's following that track, and so you're not removing material in those high and low spots. It's just kind of stagnant. It cuts a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. It's not really creating a uniform surface. And by changing your area that you're going across, the abrasive material and all that kind of stuff, by pulling the edge out, what they call deburring or whatever, you're removing those high spots and evening them out. And thus, you can get a more consistent apex. And this is just something, if you watch Greg Gallant and what he's doing and the images he puts out with it, he is making a consistent, even bevel and apex. He's blending. If you see the angles he's working at on the stone and stuff, he's doing sectioning. Yeah, and these are all wonderful things to practice yourself, and to think of it in portions instead of the whole blade and trying to get the whole blade flat on there and going at it. You know, you might get certain parts of it sharp, you know, here and here, but you're neglecting the toe, you're neglecting the heel. Or, as one person I saw doing, is they were only honing this part of it, creating a frown right there, neglecting the heel completely. And that gets even worse when you're working on narrower stones. And solution is to use an angle, as Greg pointed out, to get as much even pressure distribution on the stone. And that's a method. Until you learn how your technique is on how you position the blade and pressure, especially with the people that do one-handed honing, they just practice like JPO. He's just got his distribution down one-handed, like. So I'm using baby oil as lubricant on Coticules, and if you heard the way the packing peanut went in there, you had a little bit of sound. Not so much resistance, just sound. So right now, with the oil, I feel consistent resistance on the edge, the hole from the heel to the toe. And using oil on this stone changes that soapy feel, and you feel more of a regular coticule feel, I guess you could say, engagement in the stone. But you're not getting any stiction. It allows for the engagement and none of the tearing. Like, let's say you eat it on gravel as a kid, you know. I don't know if you've ever seen your knee after you slide on gravel, it just tears it up. And when you hit those catchy spots or whatever, and you have that almost microscopic edge, apex, it's just gonna tear it up. So lubricant is very important for your finishing and refining stage. Oftentimes people will go to another stone to finish, like the arc is a very popular one, or use a slate to the arc, or even the Olympus stone to finish up. But you can still get those kind of keen results by your pressure and oil. And thanks to Cajun Blade and others that kind of not pioneered, but they shared their techniques with others on the platform, and it just made it really nice to be able to use methods that make it easy to get the best results. And I'm really thankful for that, the sharing of knowledge and stuff. It just makes it easier for learning for yourself. I mean, you gotta do the work. You have to learn your stones. You have to learn your pressure, and you just got to do it. You just got to put the time in. A bit of palms dropping so you can hear the ring. I don't know if you can hear the sustain from this mic, but it's holding. You hear that, how that sound changed? So now I'm going to draw on the stone. I kind of regret not trying it sooner because didn't want the mess, and didn't realize it was so easy to clean them off with Dawn soap. So this sensation right here with the oil on this stone is very close to the sensation as what you get with the Olympus stone. It just glides across it. You can still feel the engagement with the stone. Absolutely effortless. So I want to thank Rick again. Wonderful razor. Really appreciate it. The privilege of being able to use the stone, the slurry stone that you sent. Hopefully I'll have that thing that I'm making you done pretty soon. Really enjoyed using the stone. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.